December 8th, 2002. Jamie advises me to date someone I like. This is an email to Howard Baskin. I don't mind you sharing this. I only keep it to myself to protect others around me from embarrassment. The first recollection I have of remote viewing was as about a 4-year-old child. My uncle was burning trash and caught the woods behind our house on fire. It looked like the blaze was all around me, and I can remember going above it, seeing it confined to just the wooded area, leaving plenty of room for escape, and thus not feeling panicked over it. Years later, I heard my mother describing the event, and remembered thinking that I had a bird's eye view of it, but I was still young then, and I didn't think that was strange. When I was raped at 14 by 2 men at knife point, I purposely traveled outside of my body and hovered at the ceiling. I did it to escape the fear, the pain, and the feeling of not being able to breathe. From that vantage point is where I first saw the third man lurking in the shadows of the doorway that I couldn't see from where my body was on the floor. In retrospect, who knows if my nonverbal pleas to him to rescue me were heard and acted upon, or if he was just afraid that they would all be charged with murder if he didn't do something. But if he hadn't stepped in when he did, I would have bled to death. He was much bigger, taller, and stronger than the other two, and I have always had a hero image connected to taller men such as you. My secret is out. I still never thought of it as unusual, and the phrase out-of-body experience was common in the 70s, so I just figured everyone did that. I could often see things that were about to happen, or around the corner, or from a different perspective, but I didn't see it as being anything noteworthy. I left home at 15 and worked as many as 3 jobs at the same time to provide for myself and whatever jobless man I was supporting, so I never had time to read, never had friends to talk to, never gave it much consideration. Some things you just know. I knew the moment that I conceived my daughter. I knew her before she was born, and I tried to prevent the birth, but some things are just meant to happen. I believe that everyone is born with that sixth sense, but we have the notion beaten out of us by a society that thinks it's weird. From the beginning, I have tried to instill in her a belief in herself and in her ability to sense the truth. She is far more capable than I had once picked. She is far more capable than I, and once picked all 10 or 12 horses in Hialeah. Unfortunately, no one paid any attention to her until about the 3rd race from the end, when she casually commented that 3 more and she would have picked them all. When I looked at her program, she had already marked all of the winners. I don't gamble, but was with a man who made a lot of money at those last 3 races. She quickly became a favorite with all the old-timers at the track. Her ability to communicate with the cats is even more phenomenal than mine. You can see it in her photography. The day that the serval escaped, her words to me were, "I went to feed Pharaoh and I couldn't feel him there." I didn't tell you the whole story. I didn't tell you the whole story of viewing him because I didn't want you to freak out, but this is from my journal.
Thank you so much for your help today, Rich.
I didn't tell you the whole story of viewing him because I didn't want to freak you out, but this is from my journal. It began from something that I've been doing with the cats when I am out driving around. I visualize them, approach, and hold them. I stroke their fur and mentally talk to them about what their life experience is like. I found it very helpful with some of the sick cats, and it comforted me if nothing else. When trying to locate Pharaoh, I pulled the cats around his cage from a distance of about 1.5 miles. Scratch, the cougar, and Jaja, the ocelot, have the best view of his cage, and I started with them. Scratch wasn't talking, and Jaja said she knew and wasn't telling. I tried Jumanji, the leopard, and he was excitedly telling me that Pharaoh had climbed out and the path he had taken. It was like Katera the bobcat got on the party line and in his typical excited way was chippering away about how Pharaoh had gone right by the both of them toward the palace cat who wouldn't pick up the line. That line of cats was enough to tell me that the cat was in Jason's yard and heading north through the woods. I am positive that the communication with the cats and the remote viewing was accurate and not just a likely path for the cat to take, because cats, when loose, tend to go see the others of their own species. He could have gone east or west and done that, but chose to go north, where there are none of his kind, and mostly leopards, which are predators to him. I even thought that since Jamie and I can often finish each other's sentences, that perhaps she had already located the cat when I saw him, and that I was picking up on her senses. But later, when she was surmising the route he took, it was different from the ones the cats reported. We discovered later that the route the cats said he took was the open one during that phase of feeding, and not the route that she had originally suspected. Even though it is nothing for servals to leap a fence, they tend to walk and follow the path of least resistance, which varies as the feeders move through the property, opening and shutting gates. The hard thing to remember in a moment of stress, such as the above, is that there are other alternatives to the obvious. I told you about my husband's dumpster diving, and how in the last year or two he was showing signs of dementia and forgetting where he was, getting stuck in dumpsters and such. I would ask him to describe to me what he could see, but from down in a dumpster, sometimes all he could see was sky. I always had a connection to Don, and from the time I was 19, I could usually go right to him, wherever he was, just by feel. I would drive until I felt I should turn, and was always amazed at how direct the line to him typically was. This only got better with time, but sometimes I would see his surroundings and know where he was, and other times it was like the game you play as a kid when you guide someone by saying, "You're getting warm, you're getting hot." I could actually sense this feeling as warmth. In a dark house or in complete darkness on 40 acres on Easy Street, and feel my way to him. That was one of the things that has led me to believe that he is dead. Since his disappearance, I haven't been able to feel him. Of all of the people who should be able to go straight to him, I can't. I have come to be obsessive about being near the water and wonder if, at least in part, that is why. I know that part has to do with healing and regeneration for me. The breathwork session that I attended in May is what really propelled me to this practice of remote viewing and sensing. I have read some books, and will get a list to you, but a quick read for the first 15 and 19-year-old might be Only Love is Real by Brian Weiss, the author of Many Lives, Many Masters. The concept that I find compelling is that we have purposely come into this life and chosen our parents, siblings, and special people that we will meet along the way in order to learn the lessons we need to be more perfect. If you take that approach, then even people who annoy you come to have a special purpose, and it makes knowing them exciting. Instead of asking the age-old question, "Why am I here?" you start to look around and say, "Why are you here? And why did I invite you here?" My daughter asked me, "Why don't you date someone you like?" And then you came along. I know, at least from my perspective, why you are here. This is my book list. I started to edit to only the spiritual-related books, but all of them have contributed in some way, so I just sent the whole list. Psychocybernetics, January 1st, 1971, Aina o Nucho. Think and Grow Rich, January 1st, 1972, Napolean Hill. Gone with the Wind, June 1st, 1972, Margaret Mitchell. How to Win Friends and Influence People, January 1st, 1973, Dale Carnegie. I suspect some of these dates are estimates. Up a Road Slowly, January 1st, 1973, Irene Hunt. Trump, The Art of the Deal, May 1st, 1985, Donald Trump. The Road Less Traveled, January 1st, 1988, M. Scott Peck. This Present Darkness, July 3rd, 1989, Frank E. Peretti. Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive, May 1st, 1996, Harvey MacKay. The Bible, March 1st, 1997, God. The Millionaire Next Door, September 1st, 1997, Thomas J. Stanley. Land Trust Ownership and Conveyance Made Safe, November 1st, 1997, Florida Bar. Mere Christianity, November 1st, 1997, C.S. Lewis. Buying Right, January 15th, 1998, John Schaub. Positive Landlording in a Negative World, February 1st, 1998, John Schaub. How to Profit from Tax Breaks in Real Estate, March 1st, 1998, John Schaub. One Step Beyond, April 1st, 1998, Peter Fortunato. The Richest Man in Babylon, May 1st, 1998, George S. Clayson. Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, February 1st, 1999, Richard Carlson. 10 Habits of Highly Successful People, March 1st, 1999, Stephen L. Covey. Built to Last, April 1st, 2000, James C. Collins. Practical Miracles for Mars and Venus, September 1st, 2000, John Gray, Ph.D. Footprints on the Path, October 1st, 2000, Eileen Caddy. AZA Manual of Federal Wildlife Regulations, October 15th, 2000, AZA. A Guide for the Advanced Soul, November 1st, 2000, Susan Hayward. Losing Paradise, December 30th, 2000, Paul G. Irwin. That one was a real game changer for me. That was the one that led me to the path to being a vegetarian. The Emerging Mind, January 1st, 2001, Karen Nesbitt Shanner. Undeniable Evidences, February 1st, 2001, Farrell Jenkins. Dreamweaver Dreamweaver Web Page Builder, March 1st, 2001, Joseph W. Lowry. The Entrepreneurial Cat, April 1st, 2001, Mary Hessler Key. Front Page 2000 for Dummies, May 1st, 2001, Asha Dornfest. Control Your Destiny, or Someone Else Will, June 1st, 2001, Noel M. Tichy. Self-Hypnosis, Plain and Simple, July 1st, 2001, C. Alexander Simpkins. Body for Life, July 15th, 2001, Bill Phillips. Life Strategies, August 1st, 2001, Phil McGraw, ? Marketing Without Advertising, August 13th, 2001, Michael Phillips and Sally Raspberry. Cause-Related Marketing, October 2, 2001, Sue Atkins. Dear Mom, November 1st, 2001, Bradley Trevor Grieve. Disposable Pets, November 6, 2001, Craig Brestup. Animal Underworld, another big game changer for me, December 1st, 2001, Alan Green. Art of Tantric Sex, December 1st, 2001, Nitya LaCroix. What Animals Teach Us, December 15th, 2001, Mary Hessler Key. 203 Ways to Drive a Man Wild in Bed, January 1st, 2002, Olivia St. Clair. Vibrations, February 20th, 2002, Report on Radionics, March 5th, 2002, Edward W. Russell. Photonic Therapy, March 12th, 2002, Dr. Brian McLaren. Earth's Radiation, March 13th, 2002, Kath Batchelor. Auras, March 14th, 2002, Edgar Casey. Holographic Universe, March 22, 2002, Michael Talbot. Radionics and the Subtle Anatomy of Man, March 24th, 2002, David V. Tansley. Hand of Light, April 10th, 2002, Barbara Ann Brennan. The Meaning of the Enneagram, April 15th, 2002, Don Richard Rizzo and Russ Hudson. The Enneagram, Understanding Yourself and Others, April 27th, 2002, Helen Palmer. The Breathwork Experience, May 25th, 2002, Kylie Taylor. Through Time into Healing, September 13th, 2002, Brian L. Weiss, MD. Personality Types Using the Enneagram for Discovery, Don Richard Rizzo and Russ Hudson. Only Love is Real, April 28th, 2002, Brian L. Weiss, MD. Messages from the Masters, May 8th, 2002, Brian L. Weiss, MD. The Legend of the Eagle Clan, June 9th, 2002, and it says Clemence, ? Conversations with God, Book 3, Everyday Mortality, June 15th, 2002, Deepak Chopra. An Ancient Magical Prayer, June 1st, 2002, Deepak Chopra. The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, June 20th, 2002, Deepak Chopra. Many Lives, Many Masters, September 5th, 2002, Brian L. Weiss, MD. Through Cougar's Eyes, David Raber. Wisdom of the Enneagram, June 3rd, 2002, Don Richard Rizzo and Russ Hudson. Love, on 8/30 of 2002, by Leo Biscaglia. He Chose Nails, by Max Licato. The Isaiah Effect, September 11th, 2002, by Bradley. Bay Sailor's First Mate Program, September 2 through December 5th, 2002, Jim Sexton. The Dead Sea Scrolls, the Nag The Nag Hammadi Library, Endless Referrals by Bob Burke, Masters of Networking, Meisner and Morgan, The Reconnection by Dr. Eric Pearl, and The Celestine Prophecy #1. And you know what I don't see on there are all of those books I read on Alzheimer's. I read like 5 of those in 1997. I don't know why they're not on there. Apparently I didn't write the titles down. And then I wrote him later on in the day and I said, would you like to see my home on Monday? There are better ways to get here, but for simplicity's sake, I'm not going to tell you how to get to my house. I'm not going to tell you the code to my gate either. It says the freakish cat Maya is on the screen porch, and I haven't seen how she is with people yet, so you should probably come to the back door, which is to the right as you approach the house. Knock loudly, as the house is very well insulated.